Welcome to Think What If, where we dive into the most intriguing hypothetical questions that challenge our understanding of reality. Today, we explore a concept that has fascinated philosophers, scientists, and dreamers alike. What if time started running backwards? Imagine waking up one morning to find that everything around you has reversed. The clock ticks backward instead of forward, and every action you take flips the narrative of existence. Instead of moving toward the future, we would be moving back to the past, experiencing life in reverse. But what does this really mean? To unravel this idea, we must first understand the nature of time itself. Time is often perceived as a linear progression, an arrow that moves from the past through the present and into the future. This concept, known as the arrow of time, is deeply rooted in our understanding of physical laws and human experience. In our everyday lives, we see events unfold in a specific order. We grow older, relationships evolve, and the world around us changes. But if time were to reverse, this arrow would be flipped, and the implications would be profound. Let's consider the fundamental laws of physics, particularly thermodynamics. The second law of thermodynamics states that in an isolated system, entropy, often understood as disorder, tends to increase over time. This means that natural processes move toward a state of greater disorder. If time began running backward, we would witness a decrease in entropy. Imagine a shattered vase spontaneously assembling itself and leaping back onto a shelf, water flowing back into a cup, and food reconstituting itself from waste. Each moment would be characterized by a return to a state of order, defying our intuitive understanding of how the universe operates. In a backward-running world, causality would also be turned on its head. Currently, we understand that effects follow causes. If you drop a glass, it shatters. But in a reversed timeline, the glass would leap back into your hand, unshattering as it does so. This reversal of cause and effect would create a bewildering reality where past actions dictate future outcomes. The consequences of our decisions would be unpredictable, as we would no longer have control over the events unfolding around us. Relationships, too, would be fundamentally altered. Instead of forming connections with people over time, we would begin with established relationships that slowly unravel. Conversations would play out in reverse, with individuals starting at the end of their discussions, expressing their conclusions first before backtracking to the initial points. This would not only change how we communicate, but also how we perceive emotional connections. Love stories would unfold in reverse, starting with heartbreak and ending with the initial spark of attraction. Consider the implications for memory and learning. In our current understanding, memories are built upon experiences that shape our identities. If time ran backward, however, we would unlearn rather than learn. Skills and knowledge would dissipate, unraveling the very fabric of our understanding. A musician might find themselves losing their ability to play an instrument, while a scientist would forget groundbreaking discoveries. The act of remembering would transform into an act of forgetting, challenging the very notion of personal growth and development. As we delve deeper into this hypothetical scenario, let's examine the broader societal implications. If everyone experienced time running backwards simultaneously, societal structures would be significantly affected. Education systems would need to adapt to a model where students unlearn material rather than accumulate knowledge. Career trajectories would be inverted, with professionals starting at the pinnacle of their careers before gradually stepping back into their earlier roles. Social norms would shift dramatically, questioning the essence of progress and achievement. Economically, a backward-running time would produce a fascinating dynamic. Instead of accumulating wealth, individuals would spend their lives gradually losing money, returning to a state of financial innocence. Businesses would operate on a model of returning products rather than selling them, creating a unique cycle of consumption. The economy might revert to a barter system, where goods are exchanged in a manner that reflects a return to earlier practices of trade. This could lead to a fundamentally different understanding of value and exchange, reshaping our societal structures even further. Now, let's take a moment to ponder the philosophical ramifications of time running backward. Many philosophical questions arise regarding fate, free will, and the nature of existence. If time were to reverse, would our actions still hold meaning? Would we have the same sense of agency, or would our choices become predetermined by a past that we cannot change? The debate between determinism and free will would intensify, leading us to question whether we truly control our lives or are merely actors in a grand cosmic play with a predetermined script. Moreover, the spiritual dimensions of this scenario cannot be overlooked. Many cultures and religions have their own interpretations of time, often viewing it as cyclical rather than linear. If time were to run backward, it might resonate with these beliefs, suggesting a return to a state of unity or completeness. Concepts of reincarnation and the cyclical nature of life would gain new significance as individuals journey through existence in reverse. This might lead to a profound reevaluation of our beliefs about life, death, and what it means to exist. As we navigate this backward-running reality, it's essential to consider how this concept could influence creativity and art. Artists and storytellers often draw inspiration from the linear progression of time, crafting narratives that resonate with audiences through their emotional arcs. If time were to run backward, we might witness a new genre of storytelling, one that plays with the concept of reverse chronology. Films, literature, and music would explore themes of unending nostalgia, as characters reminisce about relationships that have not yet formed, creating a unique space for artistic expression. In the realm of science fiction, countless narratives have explored the idea of time travel, but few have tackled the concept of time running backward. This scenario could inspire a new wave of creative storytelling, prompting writers and filmmakers to experiment with plot structures and character development in ways that challenge our understanding of narrative. Imagine a film that begins with the climax, only to unravel the preceding events in reverse, leaving viewers to piece together the motivations and emotions of the characters as they journey back to their origins. Ultimately, the question of what would happen if time started running backward encourages us to reflect on our own lives. It challenges us to consider how we perceive time, our experiences, and the choices we make. Would we cherish moments differently if we understood that they would eventually fade away? Would we prioritize relationships and experiences over material pursuits if we knew we were ever moving toward a state of innocence? This thought experiment invites us to reevaluate our lives and the significance we assign to each moment. As we conclude our exploration of this fascinating topic, we must acknowledge that the concept of time running backward remains, for now, a hypothetical scenario. Yet it serves as a powerful reminder of the complexities of time, existence, and the human experience. Whether we view time as a linear progression or a cyclical journey, the way we navigate our lives is shaped by our understanding of these concepts. Thank you for joining us on this journey into the realm of possibilities. If you found this exploration as intriguing as we did, be sure to subscribe to Think What If for more thought-provoking content. What if time ran backward? It's a question that not only captivates the imagination, but also challenges us to think deeply about the nature of our existence. Until next time, keep questioning and keep exploring.